Okay, hi, and welcome everybody to this session on how to motivate yourselves and how to go about setting long-term and short-term goals. I'm Jenny here, the coach at her second innings, and I have here with me Ruchi Karnani. She is an American Board of Neuro-Linguistic Programming certified NLP coach and also a master NLP coach and an NLP practitioner. She's also a certified wellness coach, peak performance coach, and an executive coach, and holds an advanced diploma in hypnosis, and is also a certified behavioral counselor. Thank you, Ruchi, for joining in. And we here at Her Second Innings extend a warm welcome to you to this session here with us, and we look forward to hearing from you.
The pleasure is all mine, Jennifer. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I really wish, like, whatever I am able to express, the people gain out of it.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we look forward to you too. So let me give a background about the women in our community. There are the women in our community are mostly women who have been holding on to their careers for quite some time and had to take a break because of personal commitments, family commitments, and are trying their best to come back to work. And the goal of the session is to help them. So, being a coach, I see a lot of them being demotivated in their quest to come back. Hopefully, this session would give them tips to how to get over. Yeah. So the goal of the session is to see how they can feel motivated in the journey when they face a lot of rejection, and also a few tips on how they can set goals and go about achieving them. So to start off with, so can you tell us when people come back to work after a long break, how can they find the purpose? How do they find what they want to do in their life back again?
So if you talk about finding your life purpose, that's what you're asking, right?
That's right.
So if you talk about finding your life purpose, I would say this word is very important: explore. Explore your passion in life. Explore what you really want to do in life. So, you just sit with yourself and explore what is it that you love doing? What is it that you can give it to others? Okay. Like what I did in my second innings. Before I was studying for CA, but in my second innings, I pursued psychotherapy, which is completely opposite. So I just sat with myself, and my purpose of life was to guide others, to motivate others. So I found this purpose of life and I just went to it. I spent 3 years in studying, and then now I'm coaching and helping others. So you just have to sit with yourself and find what is it that you really love doing, what you can give to others. That is your purpose of life.
Okay, so yeah, so I think that is also a good takeaway for everybody, not to be stuck in where they have been. So because there are a lot of us, when we are looking forward to a second innings, we would have had a career of like say 5 to 10 years in a particular specific field, and trying to find a job in that particular field and not knowing how to go about when they face rejections, right? So yeah, to possibly sit down and find and take some time and possibly to find out what excites each one of them to move forward. So how long do you think this whole process is? And I also hear that this is your second innings too. So how long do you generally see it in your clients, and what was it for you personally?
So yeah, this is my second innings. Before I said I was pursuing commerce, which is completely opposite to what I am doing right now. I'm doing psychotherapy. So I took time in finding my life purpose, finding what I am really excited about. Now, how long it takes? It could take, for me, it took 6 months to 1 year to be very precise. But yeah, it could take you for about, it could even, your pleasure, which you have, the need, which you're really interested in, you could just know it in 1 minute, or it could take you a year. There's no specified time. It's just for you to explore and find out your purpose in life.
Okay. So again, for all of us to also keep in mind, like Ruchi said, to take that time to understand and also to find out the purpose and be patient in the process. So Ruchi, can you help us know how we go ahead. So after finding a purpose, right? I know that I want to do this, and this is what I like to do. So having found that, how do I go about?
This is a very important question, Jenny. I must say you. Once you find the purpose of life, which is still easier because you just have to find it inside. After that, how to go about your purpose. This is the most important thing. Just don't leave it there. Okay, my purpose is this. Suppose if you know that your passion is teaching and you can just be a tuition teacher, just don't leave your thought till there. Make a goal statement, write down a goal statement, and there are various steps how you can write down your goal statement. One, your goal statement have to be in positive. When you write a goal statement, you can write as, suppose if you want to become a tuition teacher or you want to become a teacher in school or a teacher for children, you can write, I want to become a tuition teacher. I will be a tuition teacher teaching at least 10 students a month. So this is a type of positive statement in which you can write. When you write it in a positive statement, your brain works positively. For example, if you want to lose weight, most of us have a statement that we want to lose weight. Now, supposing if you want to write that in a statement, a goal statement, if you write, I want to lose weight, that is not positive. So it's never going to happen. You need to write, this is the weight I want to have at this period of time. So you get me? You have to write your goal statement in a positive manner. This is after you find the purpose in life.
Okay, so rather than having a negative view of what I don't want to do, I hear that you say that you want us to write the goal statement in a more positive terms, to have a positive statement. Okay. Again, so what else can be done? So after having written a particular statement, how does one go about achieving that?
Yeah. So see, once you write your goal statement, so you've written, say, supposing we take this example, like I want to become a teacher. Now you've written a goal statement that I want to teach at least 10 students in a month. Now this is just not enough. You have to specify specifics. When, where, with whom. Suppose if you are in Bangalore and you want to teach in Bangalore, then your goal statement should also include, I want to be a teacher in Bangalore. When do you want to become a teacher? When do you want to start that process? I would like to start teaching, say, in another 3 months of time, and give a specific date. Say, supposing if you make the statement on 1st of January, then by 31st of March, I will start teaching 10 students in a month. That is more specific. Okay, with whom? What kind of students? Are they like underprivileged students? Are they class 10 students? Are they the junior students? Are they like senior students, MBA students? What is your passion? Depending on that, you have to write a very specific goal plan. See, if you write a specific goal plan, your brain works according to that. If you do not write a specific goal plan, that's a fuzzy goal plan. Your actions, the deliverables, the outcome is also fuzzy. So if you write a clear statement, a clear goal plan, you will definitely reach your goal.
Okay, yeah. So thank you for letting us know that the more specific the goal plan is, the more achievable it is. For example, those of you who are tuning in would want to become a Python programmer. So to have that goal of I want to become a Python developer in possibly like 6 months using the help of, for example, HSI's returnship. So kind of put together and having it very specific will help you achieve your goals.
Yeah, and it cannot be possibly. You just added the word possibly in 6 months. If it is possibly in 6 months, your brain just understands, no, it is not necessarily 6 months. It could just take more time. Okay. So you have to be very specific in that also.
Okay, so to be much more definite and not leave a place for to not leave it much more open. Okay.
No, we cannot leave it less. Okay. Suppose if we do not know the time, then we can just say that within 2 months, I will do this.
Okay. Okay. So there's another important thing that as women, which affects all of our community members, most of our community members, is that the break also requires them to physically and emotionally come out of the home. They have been at home for the past n number of years. Have been comfortable in the role that they're playing. So how do they break out of that comfort zone of the home, both physically and emotionally, and come about?
Okay, so what I get is you're trying to ask me that when women are actually not working for a long period of time and they're staying at home, now that they have decided that they want to come out and they want to start working, what goes on in their head is, will I be able to, will I not be able to, like they'll be fearful, there'll be some thoughts going on, there'll be anxiousness, right? Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. About
Okay.
what their family thinks about, what will the society thinks about.
Okay. So these feelings, what will people think about? I am anxious, I am fearful. These are all feelings. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In neuro-linguistic programming, we say that these feelings come in the body. It does not come first. It comes after we have imagined something, or we have imagined some voice or some sound. Say, for example, you're fearing that you have to go out and work. So what is the image that comes in your mind just before that fear sets in? What is that image? That when you go out, maybe you are seeing yourself as when you go out and people are laughing at you. You are going to your boss, and the boss is saying, oh my god, you're late. Or you're working and your boss is saying, no, this is not correct, you're not just not able to do it. Or your family members are saying, how can you just leave so much of responsibility and go out? So you're imagining those images, or you're imagining, or you're hearing those sounds internally, and then you're feeling these feelings of fear and anxiousness. Okay, so what you need to do is, those images which come to your mind, you need to change those images to positivity. You need to see yourself that I am a confident woman. I am walking, I'm going to my office. When I do my work, I do it so well that when my boss sees it, he says, you are perfect. This is a very good work. So when your family members see you, you have to imagine this. They say, okay, we really acknowledge that you have started working. When your children see you, they are admiring you. So if you change your negative image to your positive image, the fear which sets in later on will definitely not be there. You will have confidence in yourself.
Okay. So again, it's much more than just having a positive goal statement, but then having a positive goal statement and also imagining the goal working out also in a positive manner is what I'm hearing you say.
Right,
Okay.
right. This is very important, the combination of these two. And this, it's very important for us to know that, these fear, anxiousness, what all comes in. And then we go and ask, oh, I'm very fearful. Or I have a lot of anxiousness. Will I be able to do these things, these bodily feelings, these, kinesthetic feelings will always come because of the image which I'm setting in, which I'm seeing. So I just have to change my image.
Okay.
Definitely, my bodily feelings will change. I'll feel confident, much more confident.
Okay, okay. And I'm also seeing there are a lot of times when a woman gets overwhelmed by having to balance a career and their family. See, so far they're coming from a break where they've been only balancing their family, and now adding a career onto the mix creates kind of imbalance. Even like you talk about, right? The first thoughts that they get are things at home not being the same way that it has been when they are at home. So how do they create that work life home life balance even before they start, so that they're confident when they start going to the work?
Okay, so I will speak about 2-3 things on people being confident, on women being confident when they start their work. Then what happens? Okay, so first is to ease out their feelings, to ease out their anxiousness and fear. They have to create a very positive image. Second is, you can even select a role model. A role model of a person is a person who has already been in your situation and today is way forward, is working positive. So those role models, if you select and if you talk to them, you will be at ease. You will come to know how they balance their house, how they balance their children, how they are able to cope up with all the problems which they are facing before going to work or after coming from work. Role modeling is very important. You can even note down. Role modeling, we need to have at least 2 to 3 role models. So if we do not find any role models in our lives, which we will, it just cannot happen that we don't find role models. We will find role models in our in our ongoing life. We can even read about people. Say if you would know about Ray Kroc, right? You must have heard about Ray Kroc. Now he used to sell milkshake mixing devices till at the age of 52 he brought McDonald's, and that was just a dream. And he was so scared before buying McDonald's that, you know, a year or two he just sat down. He didn't do any work. Should I buy it? Should I not buy it? But you know what? After buying, McDonald's is a history. Okay. So people do have issues while starting work, while going to work in their second innings. But I'm telling you, if you find a role model, read about them, you will find inspiration. You can do it. Okay. Then I spoke about specifics. So while writing down your goal statements, you write down the specifics. After the specifics and after finding a role model, try to see whether all the control is in your hands. Okay. Say supposing you're at house and you are going out for work and you feel, oh, I'm really scared. What will my husband say? I'm really scared. How will my children cope up? I'm really scared. I do not know what my boss will say. Then the total control is not in your hands. You have to be confident about yourself. Okay.
Okay. So at this juncture, I would also love to tell the women who have tuned in and who are going to be seeing this video henceforth is that our second innings is a community of such women. So the people who work here and be it the people who form the community, it could be even the group of women who are doing the RPA returnship or other returnships. See, all the returnships and the events that we hold, the meetups that we hold, we have one coming up on October 25th. All such events are for you to come and connect and witness the role modeling, to see another fellow woman who's been on the same journey as you, and to see that, and share difficulties, share your difficulties, see and hear about other difficulties, and also share about how you overcome a few of yours, and also and listen from the other women about how they have overcome a few of their difficulties. So thank you for bringing that role modeling up for us, Ruchi, very strongly. And another area is children. See, even though a lot of women are able to balance work at home, cooking at home, there's a lot of feeling of guilt that they sit with when children are involved. I have been with my child so long, and I have been the sole caretaker of my child. But now that I have to go back to work, the time with my children would be affected. So even though the children are grown up enough to take care of themselves, there is a feeling of guilt that they sit with. So how does one go about working this feeling of guilt?
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, these are unresourceful feelings. The feeling of guilt, the feeling of fear. And the only way you can change all these unresourceful feelings which you're feeling is to change the image. See, when you feel this guilt, when you feel the guilt of not giving that much of time to your child, when you feel this guilt that I am not able to do something to my child which I would have done if I would not go into the career path. So that is the guilt which you are having, right? This guilt will always prelude an image in your mind. Okay. So that image you need to change. You need to think, or you need to change the image and think that I am going to give the best to my child. That's the first step. Now, after that step, definitely you will not go into that unresourceful state of feeling guilty. But then what you need to do? A very useful tool is prepare a to-do list. A to-do list and action plan. You can have 3 types of action plans, which I have. A yearly goal plan, a monthly goal plan, and an everyday goal plan. For myself, I usually have all the 3 ready. In my everyday goal plan, from morning to night, the previous night I will sit and I work. This time I will give to my children. So this time I will get ready and I will go for my work. After coming for my work, this is what my child needs to learn, and I'm going to teach my child this. So in this way, I manage my child. I manage my time between my child, my own personal work, and my office work.
Okay, so how making the small change in the way one manages time, like making to-do lists, both short-term and long-term. I hear from you that would most definitely help somebody struggling with that feeling of guilt. So one another thing is that there are women who are putting out their heart and soul and trying to get back to work for quite a long time. So the journey to get a desired job, especially when the skills, especially in the area of technology, the skills keep changing and the technologies keep changing. So there's a bit of time required to upskill and come back and find the job that they want to, that they desire. So
Yeah.
the whole journey takes a bit of time. So how does one keep themselves motivated when the journey is quite long? Say, for example, how does one keep themselves motivated when the journey is when they know that they have to study for the next 1 year even before getting a job? So how does that happen?
Okay. So you say that that motivation a person will have of that 1 year when the person is studying and getting back to job. Well, that I think needs to come from within. If you really okay, I'll tell you one way. There is one concept called pain and pleasure concept. Okay, if a person does not have so much of pain that you want to change, the person will never change. If the person has a pleasure but has an undying need to have more pleasure, the person will not change. So there are two things, pain and pleasure. Okay. You need to have so much of pain that is enough. You just cannot bear that pain. Only then you will change. Now, supposing if you say that, this 1 year, I need to study, I need to give this time and then go to my work. So how do I keep myself motivated staying in this 1 year and then going to work? It will all depend upon your mentality, upon if you really want it. If you want it from inside, you will change. If you do not want it from inside, you will feel all these unresourceful states of feeling guilty of, how do I do it? How do I stay in this 1 year? So the only motivation which can come is from within.
Okay, so thank you for that empowering statement. So the power is within us, within each of us. We want what we want so much that we are able to overcome all the obstacles around us and keep focused, irrespective of how long it's going to take, irrespective of how long the journey is going to take. And I believe that with that motivation, I'm sure all of us can get what we want. So another thing that I would like to ask you here is that when in this journey, which takes a long time, there are also others who could put us down. For example, I could attend my first interview after a 6 year break, and I could be told that, "What have you been doing so long? So are you going to take a break again? So your focus has not been your work." So there are people around. It could be coming from family, extended family, or even professionals like recruiters or interviewing managers who could put one down. So how do I deal with that putting down?
Okay. So when people put you down, again, I would say it is very internal. So when you have your self-confidence, when I go for my interviews or when I go to talk to people, and when people, try to put me down, what comes to my mind? This sound, whatever they said, the audio, I am playing back in my mind. I change that audio. What I tell myself is, no, I was doing the right thing. I was doing what I was supposed to do during those 6 months. If I was at home looking at my babies, it was because my children were small. If I was at home, it was because of some reason. And now if I've come out, it is because of some reason. It is not because of that person. It is because of me. I have come out, right? This is what I play in my mind. When I play this positive audio in my mind, whatever he says or whatever she says, the other person who demotivates me does not affect me. And this is very important for you to know.
Okay. So again, the power lies within each of us to 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 choose what to listen and to choose what not to listen, and to take away and replay the videos of audios of statements that is going to move us forward, and not to be replaying the audio which is going to put us down.
Okay, see what I am, Jennifer, sorry to interrupt you. What I am actually getting through all these questions, all these people who want to ask these questions, they are actually trying to ask me one simple thing: how to get motivated in life, right? So I just want to say, in our neuro-linguistic programming, we teach one thing. Whenever we have these bodily feelings, okay, of letting down, of, someone has told us something and we are very sad about it, or I'm anxious, I really do not know of how to go forward, or I'm unsure of myself, whether I'll be able to do it, whether I'll not be able to make it, or if that person is letting me down, it is, pulling me more down. So all these bodily feelings, to change all of them, I really need to take care of what image is coming in my mind and what audio is I'm playing in my mind, okay, before. And believe me, it is not a child's play, but it is not a rocket science either. Whatever is coming in your mind, we just need to change that. If we change it to positive, if we change the sound to positive, if we talk to ourselves positively, it will just happen automatically. We can go forward with it.
Okay, thank you for that powerful thought that you're putting it in us. So before we close, I would like to hear from you about your personal journey. I heard that whatever you've been doing as a coach and a counselor, has been your second innings too. So would you like to tell us about that?
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, when I was studying before my marriage, I was like, somehow, we'll just leave that. Somehow I had got into commerce line, okay, and that was not my passion. But I didn't have a choice, so I studied that, and then I got married, and that was not my passion. So I did not work in those lines. I did not become a CA. I did not go out and search for a job in the commerce field. I did not do that. After marriage, I went my family way. I had children. I raised them up. And there was a gap of not 1, 2, there was a gap of 15 years between me working again, between me studying again. There was a gap of 15 years. I was totally demotivated. And to inspire you, I really want to say I was even depressed. I had even been to doctors. So that was my condition. I had decided I just want to take time and just discover what is my passion. I found that my passion is to motivate others, to do something in psychology, to help others to become a coach, to talk to others, to inspire. That is my passion. I just went with my passion, though I had not studied it before. And this is my second innings. And I also have a responsibility of 2 small children in house, a husband. Despite all that, I made it a point, I go in my studies. I went in my studies, I studied psychology, NLP, neuro-linguistic program, and it taught me that this is very important. Your bodily feelings are always after my images and sound. So if I change that image and if I change that sound, I will gain confidence. Or I would say all those negative thoughts will go away. I would also like to talk about one more thing, and that is very active visualization. Visualization is the same as what I am telling, my image change. Say, if I tell you, please do not think that you're sitting on an elephant. What comes to your mind? You are sitting on an elephant, right? Now, when you visualize yourself that you're sitting in a gloomy mood and everybody is just, showering their negative comments on you, that's what's going to happen. And if you sit and if you think, if you become very positive that I can do it, when I go to my interview, I can crack it because I am very confident inside. When I talk, people will perceive me that she is a very confident person. When you do this active visualization, you're not doing it really, you're just visualizing it. What is happening? The chemicals which your brain is producing is actually same which it will produce when it is happening in reality. So this active visualization is very, very important. If you do this active visualization and coupled with that, when you find your passion and coupled with that, when you write your goal statement, I think you are done.
Okay.
You will be able to crack it.
Thank you for summarizing it all for us. So do you have anything to share? So we're at the end of the session. Would you like to leave us with one thought? I'm sure that you've brought a lot of inputs to us. So if we were to take away one thought from this session, what would that be for all of us here?
One thought I already said, visualization coupled with finding your passion, coupled with writing your statement in positive, definitely positive, these three. But despite all this, people do ask me, how? How do I succeed? There's a very interesting article which I read. Okay, I will just tell you that. There was a person, he went to Socrates. You know Socrates, the very famous philosopher of Greek, the very first philosopher of this world. He was a very learned person. Now, this other person, he went to Socrates and he asked him only one question. How do I succeed? Socrates did not answer. This person went back. Next day again he came. Socrates, please tell me, how do I succeed? Socrates said, okay, meet me near the river. He took this man near the river, and suddenly the strong person which Socrates was physically, he held the person with his neck and he ducked him inside the water. The person was struggling to inhale air. He did not know what to do. The whole body was struggling. And Socrates did not leave him. He ducked him inside the water and he kept him there. And this person, he was a weak, feeble person, but then since he was fighting with his life, he wanted his life passionately, he actually fought with Socrates and he came up. And he breathed a very long inhalation. And Socrates asked him, so how did you do it? He said, I just wanted to live. That's it. So when you have that strong passion inside you, you will do it.
Okay, thank you. That was so powerful to end the session with. Again, I thank you, Ruchi, for bringing such valuable thoughts to our community of women. I'm sure all of us who are in the session with you today and also who would be listening to the session subsequently will benefit out of the session and achieve what they want in life. Thanks again, Ruchi, and we have a feedback link that would come out to all of you at the end of the session. Please take your time to send us your valuable feedback so we'll come back to you with much more. Thanks again for being part of the session, and we look forward to supporting us, the community of women at HSI, in much more ways going forward. Thanks again to Ruchi, and thanks again to all of you who joined the session. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.